I think as guys, as we approach, the ages of 30, 40 plus, that confidence can tend to drop. And I think the main reason for that is one, social media and, like expectations that social media sort of portrays. And two, a potential decline in the important areas of life like money, relationships, and health. And because of that age, like 30, 40, I think like 40, you might start to notice some things with your body, that some things are going downhill, which is obviously annoying, and that you sort of have to start doing some more work on your body, work that you haven't done previously. So that's kind of like a few things that are off the top of my head that I feel are what is making the difference in a lack of confidence. There's many other things, of course, other people around you that are giving you negative vibes and all that kind of thing. But I think that's kind of like a big part of it. And probably to start changing that, you'd need to need to start reframing negative beliefs and how you think about things, and the negative thoughts that might be going on in your head. Obviously there is negative other stuff happening, but yeah, negative thoughts, and reframing those negative things that are happening to you, or the negative situations, the negative changes that you are experiencing, and completely changing how that looks to you. So I'm constantly trying to do this, where I, like, if something that I perceive as negative, I just try to think, okay, well, what's the positive here? And you might say there's no positive, and then I keep going and I keep digging and digging, and the positive, you'll come to something if you are actually trying to look for a positive. If you're not, then you'll be blank. But if you're trying to, you'll find something because you're looking for it. So and it might seem small as well. So I just try to, first of all, try to reframe those things, reframe those things that we perceive as negative. Remember, it is a perception. Really, I just try to look at those types of things as neutral, and there is a lesson either side of it, negative and positive. So another sort of thing to start yourself changing is action. Like, I know it's so boring, but just an action towards something, towards a goal or an achievement or something that you're working on. Just start taking the action, no matter how small, no matter how big, and don't wait to feel ready, because you never do. Like, each time I try to I want to embark on a new journey or a new business or a new idea, I always think, I'm not ready. I'm never ready, and you sort of have to you'll get to that point, you think, yeah, I'm ready, and then you never pull the trigger, and that last little part, that last little cliff, you've got to jump over and get to that point. Otherwise, you'll never be ready. You'll never will. So, next thing I've got here is stop comparing yourself to others. Okay, this is where social media comes in, and it's a huge deal. And ideally, you just block it out. You don't look at it. You don't participate in it, and and then you go from there. But no matter what, you're going to go out in public, and you'll always have some negativity. Bad drivers. Like, just myself thinking of it right now, like, I don't watch the news or anything like that, and I still can't get away from seeing some news at the gym, like on the gym TVs, but I don't look at it. I might, like, be walking past and I'll glance and I'll see something, and I'll see a headline, and I just try to immediately look away. But I still might encounter a stupid driver on the way to driving somewhere. So no matter what, you're always going to come across those negative things, those negative situations where you just have to sort of block it out and do that. Anyway, I sort of got sidetracked there, but comparing yourself to others, but you have to forget about other people's journeys and just sort of stay in your lane, I guess, and just just focus on, okay, this is my journey, this is my path. There are people behind me and there are people in front of me, and that's something I always try to remind myself of. I'm on this specific path. That soul, that other person you might be thinking of, that soul, that entity, they are on a different path, and that's just how it is. This is my path, and I am ahead of other people. I'm also behind other people, and so is everyone else in the world. So just try and keep that top of mind. Surround yourself with the right people. This is something that I've worked on a lot over the years, and you don't actually have to walk away and let them know. You just drift away. It's just what happens, like they'll be asking you to do things, and then you sort of stop doing things with them, and it's just sort of how it happens, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. You just start drifting away, and then you start finding the people that do vibe with you, that are the right energy and that have the right thoughts and the right positivity, and you just keep doing that and trying to chisel away at making the best sort of group or surrounding people around you as best as you can. And the last thing I've got here is just practice some daily habits to reinforce confidence. I think it all starts with your mind, right? It always starts with your mindset, and just constant positive talk. I try to always never let the negative enter, and just constant reinforcement of I am constantly working on the best version of myself, and I think the biggest thing is the mindset, and just constantly work on it. And I feel I've been working on it for well over 20 years, and I'm still working on it. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't. I don't think it ever does for anyone. You might have, you'll get better, but you just got to constantly keep working on it. Just like going to the gym, working your body, you got to keep working your mind. So I know it's a cliche, but it very, very much is true. Also, like, your body language, just simple things like chest out, arms back, looking like you got somewhere to go, confident stride, that's very simple sort of things. So one thing for me is clothes. Like, I'm not really into clothes. I just wear simple clothes, but I am very pedantic about how they fit, how they look, and I always do try to leave the house looking what I feel is my best, not what someone else might think, but how I feel the most comfortable. And I think, I look good, I'm happy to leave the house. I've always been like that. Just little things like this, I know I sound a bit ridiculous, but they make all the difference, or they can make all the difference if that is something that is affecting your confidence. Some people it wouldn't. Some people, probably wouldn't care what they wear, and they'll be fine just leaving the house in whatever, and that's fine for them. And the last thing I've got is to sort of reinforce confidence, and it's also just cool, is a wins journal. And now it's not actually a journal. I just use an app called Trello on my phone and my desktop, and it's actually where I sort of actually live my life to a degree, like how I plan things out, and it's pretty cool. And basically I just have a note on there, basically, where I just am filling it out with little wins, just a couple of wins from each day. It might be sometimes 1, sometimes it's 5, and sometimes you have to go, you might not have much that happened that day that was good, and maybe it was all negative. And they're the times where I really urge you to sort of dig deep and try and find something that really is a positive. And it may be so small and sound ridiculous, and you might be thinking, why would I bother writing this down? I urge you to do it anyway, because that's what I try to do. There is occasionally a blank day on my cards, but that's usually just because I've forgotten, or there's very few positive things, but absolutely worth doing. So then what I do at the end of each week is I collate those ideas. I just take them and I put them on a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet is just separated by month and then year. And I've only been doing this for about a year, but it's really cool. And I've gone back through and filled out months from other years as things that I can remember that I did, and there were positive things or just things to keep track of. And it's really cool to be able to look back and see all those things that I did or achieved, or where I was at that time. It's really actually interesting to look back Because the things that you might have thought, oh yeah, I did that. That seems like such a long time ago. And I'll look at my Google sheet, and it was only a year ago, but it felt like 2+ years. So it can be really, really good. It's more a thing, I guess, to keep track of your life, but all the positive things. I don't ever write down the negative things, because your mind has no problem thinking of those things. So I'm always trying to offset that with the positive. So anyway, I feel like I've been just rambling, but if you like videos like this, I basically just talk about self-improvement for men, and trying to be the best version of yourself. So if you like that, then hit subscribe, and thanks for watching.